It's great to see every one of you here today. We do have, as Bob said, we have a lot going on. So I invite you right now, we're going to calm down for a minute. It's a hectic morning, or at least it has been for me, and some of you who are here every Sunday helping us prepare this, we call it Celebration Sunday. Are you in the mood to celebrate? Yeah, and we celebrate by going within. That's the way we celebrate. I think that's the way we celebrate in unity, that we can acknowledge this presence and this power within us. So now I invite you right now to close your eyes if that's comfortable. Just fully relax your body as we go within just for a few moments to touch this space, this divine presence that we know, not only that lives and moves in us, but we are this divine presence. The creator of the universe rests in you right now. Right now. Breathe that deeply into your consciousness, into your whole being. So I invite you to do that by taking a breath and begin to slow down. Let the activities of the morning or even what's coming up in the day, just let them go for a few moments. This mindful awareness has so much power and inspiration and peace and joy in our life. Focus on your breath. Let go of the thoughts. Let go of your body. Just let the chair or wherever you're sitting, if you're watching us on Facebook Live, just let it be. Nothing to do in this moment. Nowhere to go, to just be. Just be right now. So as you relax your body, relax any part of your body where you may be holding stress or tension or anxiety. Just let it go. Let it go for a moment. And we do that by focusing on the breath. So as you've stilled the body, we relax the mind. We don't try to control the thoughts in the mind. We just release them for a few moments and let them drift by like clouds in the sky. Just let them go. And continue to focus on your breath. Take a deep breath in right now. And then exhale and release. Another deep breath in and release. So focus on this process of the breath from the beginning of the inhale to the completion of the exhale. Focus on the breath. And if you find yourself drifting away on a thought, just come back to the breath. The practice of meditation is returning to the breath. And as we do that, we can say, truly, truly, peace, be still, and know that I am. Breathe that into every cell and every organ of your body, of your being, your whole being right now. Peace, be still, and know that I am. Breathe. Just have a normal rhythm to your breath. And we know that no matter the chaos on the chaos on our outer world, the seeming chaos, when we pause for just a few moments of rest and breath, we know there is peace when we go within. Feel the depth of that peace in your whole being right now. Peace, quiet, calm, undisturbed peace. In this moment, you're surrounded by peace, enmeshed in peace, embraced by peace, as you rest in the silence for just a couple of moments. Rest in the silence. Peace, be still, and know that I am. another deep breath in as you rest into the depths of your being. Just breathe that breath from the bottom of your feet and then exhale. Breathe in peace. Breathe in love. And we give thanks for this awareness, and we take this awareness of who we truly are into our everyday doing and being to be the peace that we wish to see in the world, to be the love we wish to see in the world. Now, ever so slowly, very, very slowly, I invite you to begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. You can roll your shoulders if you will like. And then when you're ready, you can open your outer eyes and be right here in this place right now. Well, I hope that little slowdown helped you as much as it did me. It's a great way to start our celebration. So I think it was Bob that mentioned this is a full day. It's St. Patrick's Day. No pinching going on for anybody that didn't wear green. We're not having any of that. No. We're not having nobody gets pinched today. So St. Patrick's Day, and it's also not many people I know. It's mine and my wife Karen's anniversary. Yeah, so we were married on St. Patrick's Day at the Lisenby Church in 2001. So 23 years. So Reverend Joanne Duboulay did that in the chapel in the back of the church. So if you remember that, 23. Yeah. So yeah, just mention that because it is a celebration to stay married these days, isn't it? Today is spring break. Of all the things that's going on in the world, there's spring break on the beaches and all that. There's March Madness is the beginning. It truly is in the basketball world, March Madness. And then today it's our annual meeting, which is also a big day for us. Much less all the stuff that's going on in the political world and our physical world around us. So we celebrate the day, all the activities of our life. In our church life, today is the 5th Sunday of Lent, 2024. So we're following the devotions and the readings, the meditations, affirmations from this booklet. And again, Rose mentioned if you don't have this, we've got a couple copies left in the office. So if you need the book, we mailed this out 2 months ago now. It's just amazing how time goes by. But invite you to join with us and follow this. I've heard from several of you. This has just been a fantastic study. Letting go, let God. Let go, let God. And so our lessons have been to let go of human ego, let go of worry, let go of approval of others, and let go of fear. And today, this week, as Rose introduced, it's letting go of being right. Oh my. What? You don't really, Rev Ron, you don't really mean that, do you? What's wrong with being right? Why should I have to let go of being right? One of the things that, oh, by the way, I should say, I'm going to tell a little minister joke, and I should say that we have a minister, a retired minister here with Jim Fuller from Charlotte, North Carolina, and his wife, Kay. So glad you're with us. So, they say, they tell us in ministerial training that the job of the minister is to comfort the afflicted and afflict the comfortable. So that means stepping on toes sometimes. Letting go of being right may step on your toes. Well, not you, but you may know somebody like that, right? So how can letting go of being right be a negative? We talk about releasing negative, as Charles Fillmore, our co-founder of Unity, told us to let go of negative thinking and feelings and things that create a blockage to our highest good. So how can let go of being right, be a negative thing? Well, In our human ego condition, being right means explaining, rationalizing, defending at great cost and expense our position, our opinions, our reasons, and usually without concern for others. This may happen in an unconscious moment, but yet it does happen to a lot of us, doesn't it? Ellen Davenport, who's the author of the essays in this booklet, does a great job of describing the narrative of how Jesus did a lot of explaining during his ministry. He described the nature of God, the oneness of humanity with the divine, and our ability to live from the Christ consciousness in the same way that he did. Jesus is our teacher and way shower, as we talk about in Unity all the time. He used parables, created more moral sayings, memorable sayings, performed healings and other signs, all in an effort to help all who would listen to understand their own divinity and the responsibility of the impossibility of being separate from God. The impossibility. I think that's one of our greatest teachings that we give voice, we've always have, but we give voice to that. When Rose in oneness, when we celebrate our oneness, we're celebrating our oneness with each other, with God. There's no duality. Oneness means there's non-duality. So what he did try to explain, Jesus did explain himself a lot. His teachings, he explained his teaching. He did not explain who he was, why he was here, and how we should think about him. We've seen how he let others' opinions go about him, and despite wild speculation, he didn't even defend himself. He let go of needing to be understood. Even when faced with criticism, he didn't have to prove himself right. He didn't have to prove himself right. Now, that's from the booklet from Ellen Davenport. So our journey is a little different, isn't it? We're not quite there yet. We always think we have to have the last word. Our opinion is more important than yours. My opinion is more important than yours. And we do that around family and friends, and especially family members. So here's a video that will explain this a little bit. Just a real short video I want to share with you that will explain kind of what we do.
What? What about the other foot? There ain't no sock on it. I'll get to it. Don't you know that the whole world puts on a sock and a sock and a shoe and a shoe? I like to take care of one foot at a time. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. It's just as quick my way. Wait a minute, that ain't the point. You see what I don't keep doing it. Listen to me. Suppose there's a fire in the house and you got to run for your life. Your way, all you got on is one shoe and a sock. My way, you got on a sock and a sock. You see your reason? Suppose it's raining or snowing outside. Your way, with a sock on each foot, my feet would get wet. My way, with a sock and a shoe on one foot, I could hop around and stay dry. I think you've been hopping around on your head. Wait a minute, listen to me. Supposing the other sock's got a hole in it. It doesn't have a hole in it. I said supposing it's got a hole. It has a hole. All right, it's got a hole in it. So, you ain't got another matching pair, so what do you got to do? Your way, you got to take off a whole shoe and a sock. My way, all you got to do is take off one sock. All right, if it'll make you happy, I'll start all over again. No, you're halfway through. Now, gee, get on with it. We're in a hurry. You can start doing it the right way tomorrow morning. And do it that way for the rest of your life. Do you know that we don't catch that fishing boat?
So a couple minutes of that explains what we're saying here. Let go of let go of being right. It reminds me of this engineering phrase that came out during my engineering career. This is my opinion and it should be yours. I can't remember how many times I've said that, probably in my younger, coming out of engineering school, kind of real pumped up with the ego. But all too often it seems we all have the opinion, have the idea, the tendency to think our opinion is the right way for everyone. Sock, sock, shoe, shoe. You could use that for the metaphor for everything we do. Is that still playing?
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. So, thank you. We live in a world where we believe we must have the answers to have value. We have to have the answer. We must say our opinion so we have the answer. We engage as experts all the time, i.e., I'm the expert. So I get to tell you my opinion because I'm right, because I'm the expert. Letting go does not say that letting go of being right does not say that we let go of our reason, our knowledge for the way to perform in our world. It's just that we need these to survive today in this world. Yet individually and corporately we become so attached and so rigid in our thinking and in our knowledge, wanting to be right, wanting to win. When we have this mindset, it limits and narrows our possibilities to live differently. Letting go of being right, or if you remember from our lessons from last year from Frank Ostaszewski in 5 Invitations, he called it cultivate a don't know mind. That's what he called it. It's a Buddhist teaching. When we do that, when we let go of being right, it loosens our rigidity that we have to have all the answers. It's so much easier to think that we don't have to have all the answers. It opens us to greater freedom and wisdom. We've been trained for such a narrow focus that we think that we always must be right. So we can't be retrained, or can't be retrained. I think we can. I think we're doing it in unity. We talk about it all the time. And you know, if you think about it, the National Science Foundation, we've talked about this before, the average human, they've proven in science, 12 to 60,000 thoughts a day. And of those thoughts, 80,000 are negative, and 95 are repetitive. 95% are repetitive. So guess what the mind's doing all day? Just churning. All negative thoughts are not bad. But being alert, you can help save your most negative thoughts to be useful. Being right comes from our memories. I've shared with you before that one of the things after 23 years of marriage, I know not to trust my memory when it comes to the facts about different dates, kids' birthdays, or activities, because my wife is going to remember that a lot better than I do. So, but what the tendency is these memories cause us to think that we're right, and you get in an argument about it. No need to get in an argument about it. And the other thing that we need to remember is that with all these thoughts that are going through our mind, we are not what we think, what we say, or what we do, and certainly not what we remember. These experiences don't define who we are. We are bigger than that. We are not our thoughts, as we've learned from Michael Singer. We are not our thoughts, we're not our emotions, and we're not the activities in the outside world. So awareness of this, awareness of the capacity to witness this, be the observer, can change our lives to live more authentically and more fully. Michael Singer goes on to say, if you know your mind doesn't know what it's talking about because of all these 60,000 thoughts, and most of them are negative, if your mind doesn't know what it's talking about, why do we listen? Why do we listen to why do we listen? The personal mind, he calls it the personal mind, and not the true self, not the being of who we are. truly are. The personal mind doesn't know anything except for the data it's collected. The data is the data is compared to the universe it has missed. Look at all the data that it has missed from the universe in each moment. That's why the mind changes its mind so often, because of all new data. So when we say we're right, then all of a sudden we get new data. Well, I wasn't really right then. So it just keeps us churned up in this. And it churns us up with the way we interact with the people that we love. It takes practice to let go of being right. It takes practice to do it. The need to be right about everything is a block for us to live authentically. It takes practice to keep our thoughts, to let go, and to keep our hearts opened. The need to be right can be blockage to an open heart. So we know the teachings from all spiritual teachers encourage us to live in the present moment, right now. Another teaching of Jesus is to be like a little child. That's from Matthew 18, 1 through 5. Jesus said at the time, at the time the disciples came to Jesus and asked, "Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?" He called a child whom he put among them and said, "Truly I tell you, unless you change and become like children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven." The Buddhists call that beginner's mind. When we think about cultivating a don't know mind, or letting go of being right, or if you want to call it beginner's mind, the point is to let go of this idea and this tendency to think we always have to be right. So the bottom line, different spiritual teachers all say this. The bottom line is this: you are a beautiful being. You are a being of great love and light and inspiration. You're made in the image of the divine, of God, whatever you choose to call this creator. The God who created the universe exists inside of you right now. And most of the time, we don't even realize it. We're not aware of it. We don't focus our awareness on that. Michael Singer says we get lost in thinking that the outside world has to be a certain way for you to be okay, including sock, shoe, shoe. Sock, or how you load the dishwasher, or how you make the bed. On and on and on. There's some data that says there's divorces caused because of the difference in the way spouses load the dishwasher. So Michael Singer calls this the human predicament, and it's going to meaningfully change. Nothing is going to meaningfully change until you learn to live from a deeper place. We have work to do. The only way to do this, to change it, is to practice, and we have work to do. We have some work to do. Here's what Rumi said. Rumi said, "Yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I'm changing myself." Let go of the need to be right. Your life is your work. You don't need to, like Jesus, your life is your work. And I invite you to try these 3 simple, spiritual, very powerful spiritual words. I don't know. Namaste.
Thank you, Reverend Ron. And thank you all for being here today. We especially thank our guests being with us, our visitors with us today. Thank you to the Unity Singers, and Rose, thank you for platforming today. I'm supposed to remind everybody that when Ron was given the list of all the things that we're supposed